Hi pals, it's me Artie. They them pronouns only. Was that spoken with any enunciation? No. They them pronouns only. This video has been in the progress of being recorded for fuck me up, bro. Several weeks. I decided as soon as Virgo season hit, it was time to do my like tri-yearly, I mean 3 times a year, deep clean and reorganize of my space. So that's all this video is for you. I've been in a bit of a funk, mentally, physically, emotionally. So I felt like clearing up my space, cleaning my space, reorganizing my space, organizing my space, and making my space more ADHD friendly was something I needed to do right now, in hopes of, I don't know, like kickstarting a better last third or quarter of the year, whatever the fuck, I don't know where I am. So come and clean my depression room with me, because that's trendy right now, right, on the internet. Come watch me clean, reorganize all my stuff whilst I give you a voiceover about the vibes, the emotional trauma of existing in this space. Before the video starts, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment down below. They help the algo, and subscribe to the channel. If you think I'm underrated and more people need to see me and my content, share my videos to your group chats, your Facebook groups, and just your friends in generally. Support a small, queer, trans, disabled video creator. Anyway, enjoy the video. I shall start with showing you around the before of the mess that is my room as an ADHD, autistic, chronically ill person. My room gets very messy quite regularly because I need to see things that are important, otherwise they are gone forever. And sometimes it just gets messier and messier, which leads to dust build-up. So because it has been a while since I did a thorough clean, I had decided to put this time at the end of August into early September to have like a full deep clean, move everything, reorganize everything, and have a bit of a declutter as well. The way I start my big cleans is that I tend to do a mixture of putting things back where they belong, or collecting the same kind of item or items that would go back in the same sort of place together in separate boxes or bags. So there's a bag that I'm using as well a lot at the beginning of this. That's paperwork that I need to like go through at another point. So like mentally, paperwork is a no, because then I'll never fucking tidy anything else up. So paperwork is last on my to-do list when it comes to these big clean and tidy up kind of scenarios. I need to get everything off the sides, like all of the surfaces need everything off of them so I can do the actual like cleaning and dusting, and by organising them into piles, boxes or bags of other like items or other items that would be in the same sort of area together helps with the process down the line of putting things back where they belong, or cutting and purging bits and pieces that I don't need anymore, for example. There have been a lot of products I've used up, so that means I have more space to put things back where they're supposed to go, without it either being more cluttered or without it just kind of disappearing and me forgetting I own it. So a lot of my cleaning and organising tactics are based on functionality more than anything else. With ADHD, I will lose and forget I own things very fast, very quickly, very easily. So everything I need to use and access daily or regularly needs to be somewhere I can see it. And when it comes to my chronic illnesses, I need to access things in the most convenient way possible, which also helps the ADHD stuff too, to be honest. But yes, everything needed a thorough dusting for a start. I had to clean under my bed and underneath my bedside table, and in all the places that I don't normally go to use, move things around, give things a clean that don't usually get a regular clean, like fans. I cleaned both of the fans in my room. I dusted the little space heater that I actually may not need this winter, because hopefully we will have our boiler set up finally, so I have an actual radiator in my room. You know, putting the effort in to go into all those sort of hard to reach places. I don't have a box for shoes currently in my room, because I seem to only wear my white, like, Nikes Air Force Ones and house sandals basically at the moment, and I'm waiting for some stuff to be moved around and moved out and gotten rid of, so I've just kind of got a random box that has a lot of my old video games in underneath my bedside table at the moment, with my Doc Martens on that. So I find it quite hard to strike the right kind of balance for me between, you know, the functionality of being a minimalist, and then the issues of being a maximalist and having a family with a lot of hoarding tendencies. I've definitely inherited those. Plus, like, chronic illness doesn't exactly lead to an easy capability of being a minimalist when there's a lot of medical, I don't know, gadgets, medication and other kinds of things for pain management you have to have around just in case. A lot of my shelves at the end of my bed have been changed and moved things around so that I can actually easily access stuff on those shelves. You know, I need to be able to see my laptops I use, all the cables that I use and all the plug sockets and where those go. Also, we live in a really weird house that has fucking no plug sockets like anywhere, so don't come for me for all the extension cords. Sometimes I literally need all of them just to be able to plug something in. So yeah, at the end of my bed I have things like my stationery that I use, my journal, stickers and sticky notes for when I do my journaling in bed, also for when I fill in my weekly note planner book thing, as well as my heating pad has now been moved there as we come into winter. That'll be something that I can actually use a bit more often. I have my salt lamp down there in case I need either extra lighting, or I would prefer sort of a lower, more eye-friendly lighting in the evenings whilst I'm getting ready to go to bed, or if I've been watching TV or something, I don't know. I've also got like the bed desk / tray thing down at the end of my bed. I just found it's one of the best places to put it because it won't fall over, and I mainly, use it in my bed. That's where I put my laptops when I am on like a Zoom call. It's sort of the right height. It's taken me a long time to find something suitable for that. And then all of my extension leads and sockets are also on that shelf, easily accessible. I have also just completely moved everything that was on that bookshelf around to make it a little bit more functional and easy to use for me. So it was just sort of where I had stuff. It wasn't being used for any particular purpose except for just holding things, because we were expecting to move a lot of my room around when it came to this boiler issue. It kind of came to the point where I was just like, I just want to be able to use these shelves properly. But thanks as well to me being able to use a lot of the stuff that has been taking up space in my room, I do actually have a lot more available space now on that shelf anyway to use it in a more functional way. I decided I wanted to be able to access my DVDs in case I needed some like nostalgic, cozy feelings, because I don't have Netflix anymore at the moment. So I have my plastic box for like current art projects and printing paper, for example. I had a bit of a go through of everything, purging stuff. I put a lot of my sketchbooks in the spare room as well in that craft box to get out of the way, because because I haven't really used or touched them in quite a while. I've moved a few of the art supplies around and put them in the spare room in my art supplies crates. They kind of just live there at the moment because I'm hoping, as I slowly work through current art supplies that I have, I can sort of remove things from these boxes, and hopefully won't need the boxes in the end, if that makes sense, because I won't have all of this stuff. I will have used it or had to get rid of it because it's so old that it's, a lot of paints went completely solid, and then other stuff that I don't need to access as often is at the very bottom where my bed kind of gets in the way. So that's where I put my file boxes for a lot of my documents. Mainly it's things like hospital letters, sometimes bank related things, but also there's a box of old projects that I used to work on that I'm not necessarily in need of right now. But I also sorted through this basket that was under my bedside table for like disability stuff, but now I've put all that stuff into a clear box, as I said earlier, and I use this basket now for like my t-shirt painting supplies. It's a lot easier to move around the house with me, so it's like a portable kit, I guess. When it comes to the bathroom, it's a similar sort of scenario really. I have a little metal shelf on the wall that will have all of my products that I use sort of regularly. Things like toothbrush, toothpaste, hairbands, hair, oil, all that sort of thing. So I will use those more day to day or every few days. And then under the sink is where I keep sort of like the extra stock of products and brands that I like and I use regularly and use up quite a lot. So, if there's something on sale, because a lot of my products can be a bit expensive, as I've discussed in like past skincare videos, I can buy a few of them if they're on sale and have them under the sink where I can see them, because I don't have a curtain or a door or anything, so I can see all of the products really easily, so I know if I'm running low on something. And then I use the little drawers in my bathroom for things that I don't need or use as often, but I know will be beneficial down the line. So like, typical cold and flu type medications, throat sweets, hairbands and things like that. Sometimes makeup, and then I sort of move around the seasonal products as well here. So I've only just sort of put away all of my Factor 50 like sun cream, but I still have out the face oil sun protect on that little shelf. Yeah, generally I just needed like a refresh, revamp my space into something more functional and make it so that tidying up after myself can be a lot easier than it has been, especially like a few years back before I understood, that I am autistic and ADHD, but specifically the ADHD. I have a lot of it takes time to try things out and see if it works, but also I think the autism does help quite a bit because it is a human embodiment apparently. My autistic side of my brain is very logical and is a lot better at going, yeah, we'll put that there because you are more likely to do this because it's less steps. Like, I've not necessarily done a lot of research into ADHD friendly ways of organising. I tend to find them a little bit overwhelming. They all kind of need a lot of brand new products that I don't really want to go and invest in if it doesn't really work for me. So I kind of just try to work out a different version that suits my needs better without needing to buy a bunch of new shit. I'm also not super app friendly. I did download, I think it was like, I don't know what it was called. What was it called? I did download the app Sweepy recently, and I spent some time like filling in all the rooms and the jobs I could think of at the time. I don't know if I will use it or if my family will use it, but we'll see. I don't find a lot of digital organisation super helpful, which is why I tend to like using notepads, like weekly to-do lists kind of notepads, to really see what I need to do every day. I use my phone calendar for appointments and I don't know what to even call it, like things. Like, I don't know how else to explain that, but like going to this new queer theatre collective, that will be in my phone diary, or any of my medical appointments will be in my phone diary, my dentist appointments, things like that. Like proper big appointments will be in my phone diary because I can always easily access it. I always have my phone on me, and I can always add in any appointments I make as and when I make them because I always have my phone. But when it comes to like day-to-day to-do list things, it's a no. So I prefer something physical to do. Occasionally I use a minimal list. I kind of converted all of my phone notes into minimalist because I don't need all of those lists on my phone. So I've put it on minimalist on my laptop, and it will be kind of more relevant to the work I do on my laptop anyway. I will sometimes do like a to-do list on minimalist for my writing sprints, and I can tick them off there, and that works fine for me. It's just that I can't do it in an everyday kind of thing, so I will just have my little A4 weekly planner notebook thing where I get really messy and ugly with my to-do lists and my notes and all that sort of shit. I recommended this to my friend who is sort of just starting to wrap her head around having ADHD, and she said it's helped loads. And like, I know it's one of those things that you're like, people say it all the fucking time of like, have you tried a planner? Have you tried writing lists? And sometimes it's just you need to find the right list, the right planner that works for you. But also, low-key for me, it is the meds. Like, I will not lie, the meds help me so much more than literally anything else. But I do know my own strengths and my own preferences after like years and years of trying to compensate for not knowing and not being diagnosed ADHD mainly, but only knowing I am dyslexic. So a lot of it was based on assuming this was all just dyslexia problems. It wasn't, babes, but yeah, working out being ADHD and autistic and realising where I was like already compensating and where I'd already created things that were working for me has helped a lot to be able to visualise and prioritise what and how I do things, because like, life's hard, mate, life's hard. There was a few clips earlier that I couldn't really describe because I was already in a kind of tangent about the apps and things that I use for organising myself, so I'll talk about it here. I have a little section in the spare room where I keep my, as I said, art supplies. I keep my finished art pieces, clothes I'm putting up for sale on like Vinted or whatever, as well as boxes full of postage, like wrapping, packaging, things like that, because we are POOR. I don't buy any postage packaging brand new really, except from some envelopes. So everything that I use for posting any items I sell or any like presents to friends and stuff tends to be packaging from things that we've ordered online before. So my family all sort of like save postage bags, poppy paper, those sorts of things, because it will help save some money for us when we do sell things that have to be posted. But it does mean it can get a bit out of hand and needs reorganising. So I repacked and folded all of the for sale items, including the items I have hand painted. You can go and buy them if you're in the UK. I need to sell as many of these things as possible ASAP because boiler problems, and also a few other reasons that I go into in my like sort of members only section on coffee if you are interested. As I've talked about other times, I have a lot of my morning and night skincare in my bedside table next to me because I can do all of it from bed basically. All of my meds that I need every morning will be next to me. in the top drawer that you will see me organise in a very satisfying way. So a lot of the meds in this box are actually vitamins and supplements, so I don't really take these super often or all the time. I am trying to be a bit more regular with it, but I'm not taking all of these supplements every day. I'm taking certain kinds. So what else I tend to keep in this drawer is my daily ones, so it's easy to just reach over and grab the things I need to refill my weekly pill dosette box, and also my evening painkillers, and a few extra medications that I sometimes need. Also, you might think that my making my bed looks weird. That's just because I sleep with a very specific selection of pillows in very specific places. So that's the vibe we have here, is a lot of support. So that's pretty much it for this video. Don't forget to like the video, leave your comments down below, and subscribe to the channel, helping the algo, helping me reach new people. Don't forget to share my videos as well if you think other people would benefit from seeing the things I talk about. And here is the clean walkthrough of the end. My bathroom first off. Everything is tidy, put back in its place, clean, organised, you know, lots more space than there was before. And then my bedroom as well. Again, clean, organised, functional. Hopefully something that I can work with and keep up is just the general tidiness of my room and my bathroom. As I said, I do try to keep everything clean, but there are some spaces that just are not easily accessible every day, so that's why I do these 2 to 3 times a year deep cleans where I move things around. But thank you to my coffee members for supporting me. If you want to be a member, check out the coffee and the different tiers. I'll see you next week. Bye.